Hey guys, so I am starting to get sick, I think. I woke up a couple of days ago and my throat was pretty sore. My kid is like coughing and sneezing a whole bunch, so the cold is still going around. I don't really know. We were all sick in January, then my husband got sick a couple of weeks ago. We thought we cleared it, but apparently we still caught something. So first thing before I get into what I'm doing here is my lipstick shade is the Nui Cosmetics in Amiria. It's a vegan, all-natural lipstick or makeup company out of Berlin. I'm going to be doing a review on them soon. So I'm wearing pretty much all Nui Cosmetics today. The only thing I'm not wearing is... Just kidding, it's all Nui Cosmetics. So yeah, I'm like sort of refreshing for that review that I'm going to be doing soon. I really like it. They don't have very many eyeshadow colors, so this is a blush, but you know I'm into pinks right now. So yeah, I'll link this down below in case you're interested. And then since this is sort of like a tea video, like spill the tea, because this is about, so it's what I'm doing. I didn't even tell you what I'm doing. So today I thought, because I don't really know what else I want to do today, I'm not feeling really all that great, and I didn't want to like prepare something like a big project or anything. I thought I'd do a tag. So I've seen this one go around. Indie Bew, who is now Reagan Hart, I'm pretty sure is her channel name. I'm very bad with names, so if I misspeak on anybody's name, don't get offended. But yeah, she did this a couple of months ago, or maybe a few weeks ago, and then one other person that I watch who is a conventional YouTuber, this one, she did this one. It popped up in my inbox a couple of weeks ago, but nobody else that I can think of has done it. Maybe they have, and I just can't remember because I have a terrible memory. But it's the Truthful Youtuber Tag, and I'm a pretty truthful YouTuber anyway, so I figured this would be like perfect to do. I've probably talked about a lot of this stuff. Some of it I didn't like go through and like write down my answers or anything. So yeah, anyway, since like I was saying, you can start to hear it in my nose, I think, a little bit. I'm starting to get a little bit like stuffy and my throat is sore. But since I'm not feeling well, I thought that I would do one of these gold powders. This is the one I hadn't tried yet because I'm not a big fan of matcha, so I thought I would make myself a matcha latte of types. That would just be like milk and the matcha powder, right? I'm not like a coffee connoisseur. I don't know terms and things. So I did 2 teaspoons of this with some almond milk, and so I've got myself a little warm matcha milky drink, matcha latte, I'm not sure. But it's these came in the limited edition discovery whatever that Beauty Heroes did a couple of months ago, and I'm still working my way through them because I don't do them every day. The chocolate one I think is my favorite, and I like the vanilla one in my shakes, but this is the one I hadn't tried yet. So this is the Matcha Gold Wellbeing and Energy Boost. Now my thinking behind this was, since I'm not feeling very well, this might be a good thing for me. It says it's a beauty food, immune boost, muscle recovery, gut health. It's got turmeric, coconut, ginger, and premium Japanese matcha green tea. So I'll leave this linked down below in case you're interested in checking them out. I've been doing a lot of like immune boosting things. I've got some like immune boosting shots that have like ginger and black pepper and turmeric and things in them, and those things are damn spicy. But I mean, I'm trying to do some like immune boosting things. So this is the first time I'm trying this, and I waited to do my first sip. This is how crappy I feel on camera. I don't really taste matcha. I could have put more in probably. I taste a little, what do I taste mostly? I guess the turmeric. Maybe the black pepper. Maybe the ginger. I don't taste any matcha, but it's green. I mean, you can see it's like sort of green yellow from the matcha and the turmeric. Anyway, this is what I'm drinking, even though I don't know. I could have done something to make this more flavorful. Maybe you want to drink this in something like a vanilla flavored almond milk, or I just drink plain unsweetened, which has like 0 flavor, so maybe that's why it's sort of flavorless. Anyway, I mean, drinking it mostly for the health properties and benefits of it anyway. Now that we're 5 minutes in, let's get started. So yeah, this should be fun. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and then decided not to review it? I mean, probably. I received so much stuff that it's literally impossible to talk about all of it. I'm trying to think of like specifically something that I tried, didn't like. I mean, if I don't talk about it and I received it, it's because it was kind of insignificant. Like, I was sent the Dewy and Bay, like, green oil. I posted it about it once in my Insta stories when it first came in, but then when I tried it, it was sort of insignificant, so I didn't really plan to talk about it. I mean, it's okay. It's not special. If it's not super special or so horrible that I feel like I need to talk about it, it ends up not getting talked about. I'm trying to think of if there's something else specifically that I could think of that I tried it and it was just sort of like, and I didn't really talk about it. I mean, the Dr. Alkaitis stuff, I guess it was sort of in that realm. I got sent a bunch of Dr. Alkaitis stuff after, I think they showed up in that Detox Market box. It's gotta be like a year ago now. It was the very first one I ever received from them. I liked the products in that box, but, and then when I received a bunch of Dr. Alkaitis stuff, I sort of tried them for a couple of weeks and they didn't really wow me enough to do like a whole video on, and that was, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I like them, but I don't like them enough to like come in here and gush about them. I'm never gonna come in here and rave about stuff that I don't truly love. Everything that I talk about on my channel and everything that I say that I love, it's because I actually love it. It's, you know, tried and tested. It's products that have made it past, you know, lots of other products that I've tried that have just been sort of so-so. So if you see me talk about it, it's because I truly love it, and I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't truly love it, because I'm not going to waste my time talking about stuff that is just sort of okay, because I don't want to recommend stuff that is just sort of okay and, you know, steer you guys towards something that's just sort of like, eh. I mean, I like the idea of the Dr. Alkaitis products, but for me, they just didn't really do much. So, product you use alone but don't show or use online. I don't really have anything. I can't think of a single thing that I use that I haven't shown. I'm guessing this is talking about like maybe it's a product that you're ashamed that you use and you don't want to talk about, but I don't have anything like that. Everything that I use, I've talked about. Everything that I use on the daily, I've talked about to you guys. I mean, the only thing that would be sort of like from Jessica from Stark's like Ungreen series is the only thing that I use that I don't talk about, because I guess I am sort of ashamed, but it's not like a personal care product, it's a cleaning product. Not that I'm ashamed, it's just that I haven't found anything else that works quite like this does. We still use the Mr. Clean magic erasers. I'm honest to God probably sure that they're not cruelty free. But the bathroom in our house is literally like the hardest thing to clean, and no natural anything that I've ever used has gotten it as clean as like the Mr. Clean magic erasers do. And honestly, I feel really shitty about still buying them, but my husband is the one who does most of the cleaning in the bathroom. And so he like refuses to use the natural stuff, and I'm just like, fine, I'm not gonna fight about this. It's not worth the fight. They clean the bathroom, they clean everything. You know, I've got a toddler now who's starting to write on doors and, you know, get into stuff that, you know, takes a lot of cleaning, or he spills my makeup, and those things work miracles. If someone could make a Mr. Clean magic eraser natural and cruelty free and vegan and whatever, I don't even know what's in those things. I don't want to know. But yeah, that is like the one conventional non-cruelty free thing that's in my house probably, just because honestly the other stuff that I've tried out there, and I've tried it all, just doesn't cut it, and that makes me sad, but it also is what it is. Product you want but won't buy because you don't support the brand. I don't know. This is another one where I can't really think of anything like right off the bat. Like, I mean, there are brands that I've heard things about. I guess Agent Nature would sort of be, but I don't really want to try Agent Nature. I'm not really interested in Agent Nature. So it's sort of like if I get like a bad vibe from a brand, or like I hear bad things, or there's like a bullying thing going on, or there's just like political stuff that I don't agree with, like I lose all interest in the brand, and there's not even anything that I want to try. I don't know, I guess Kir Weiss maybe. I mean, I sometimes kind of want to try Kir Weiss, but am I really willing to pay like $1 million for their packaging and their talc filled eyeshadows? No, not really. So, I mean, I guess Kir Weiss. I don't know, maybe I'll try them eventually, but I don't really want to invest in the Kjær Weis products, you know what I mean? Because their packaging is just like uber expensive. And then what? It's like $50 for a lipstick because the packaging costs so much? Like that's insane. I don't get it. There's like way more other stuff out there, and Kjær Weis uses dyes too, don't they? Like their lipstick have dyes in them. And they've got beeswax too, I believe, right? So there's got to be, you know, non-beeswaxy, you know, there's better stuff out there, I'm sure. And isn't the beautiful oil from Kjær Weis, isn't like the first oil in it like canola oil? I don't know. I mean, that is weird to me too. Like, I don't know. Anyway, Kjær Weis would probably be like, I want to try their stuff, but I don't really want to buy it myself, you know, kind of thing. Do you have any blocked words? I'm assuming this means like if somebody types in a word for a comment and it just blocks it if it notices. No. But I haven't had any super negative experiences. I've had like some weird comments. I mean, I've deleted a couple that were like borderline like rude or nasty, but like nothing, I don't get them that often. Not often enough to like block. Not often enough to block words. I mean, I'm not at that level. I don't have like 1 million subscribers. I never will. But if it ever gets to a point where, I mean, like I'm seeing bullying happen in my comments or whatever, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem blocking words. Instagram, I don't either. I don't have any blocked words on Instagram either. Do you delete comments? If so, why? I mean, again, I don't really delete comments. I delete the spam comments. A lot of comments hit my spam filter. So I guess I have my spam filter turned on. So if there's something on there, like somebody's promoting their own iHerb code, which I just deleted 3 of today, it goes through my spam filter first, and I either can approve it or delete it. And I just delete anything where somebody's trying to promote themselves. If anybody is like, you know, follow for follow or subscriber for subscriber, I delete those too. I can't deal with that nonsense. If I get like just weird questions, it hits my spam filter. Like someone today, or there was a comment yesterday like, what's your name? I mean, that was kind of weird. That hit my spam filter, so I just deleted it. If it ends up in my spam filter, I very rarely will like approve the comment because usually it's just sort of strange stuff. But I will delete stuff if it's just downright rude or negative. I mean, I've gotten some like weird comments before that I've chosen to respond to. I couldn't drag them up now because I have no idea what they were. But I delete comments very infrequently. You have to be a real jackass for me to delete your comment. Do you block people? Yeah, if I get a lot of spam, like I think that like the couple of comments I've deleted have just been just really nasty stuff. So I did delete and block those people so they are never able to comment on my video again. And the same on Instagram. I do more blocking on Instagram because it's easier to monitor who's following you on Instagram. So if I notice like a weird spam account follow me, or like one of those follow for follow accounts, or just some weird creepy man end up in my follow list, I just immediately block them. I don't want, you know, I mean, I'm a mom now. I mean, even before, even if I didn't have Oliver and I didn't post him on my Instagram, like if there's some creepy dude who only follows like female green beauty YouTubers but only posts pictures of himself, I don't allow that. I like if a man follows me and I look at his profile but I see like he posts himself about green beauty stuff, like he actually seems interested in that kind of content, then yes, I will let him follow me. But if it's just like if it just seems that it's some man following a bunch of females for whatever reason, I will block that. I got no time for that. I got no patience for that kind of thing. Plus I have a child and I, you know, don't want to, you know, I mean, you hear about the internet is like such a scary place, really, if you think about it, because people could like find you and monitor you, and you know, I want to protect my kid from that as much as I can, and I know that I include him in some videos and I post about him sometimes, but like if I can protect him in some ways, I will. So like if some weird creepy man follows me, I'm blocking him. But yeah, that's really the only time I block people is, or I do this sometimes, is if I get, if there's like one specific person who keeps tagging me in photos even though they don't follow me, which happens sometimes. Like I had a couple of people who would post like makeup photos, but they don't follow me and the photos have nothing to do with me, but they just keep tagging me. I would remove myself. The first couple of times I just removed myself and hoped they would stop, but if they don't stop, I block them because I don't want to deal with that either. If you're not following me and you tag me and stuff, like just random stuff that has nothing, like you're not, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I block people in that. And I do block like bigger accounts that I don't want to see anything from. So like if there are conventional people on Instagram, because it shows up in your explore page or whatever, like I think Manny MUA is blocked, Laura Lee, Jeffree Star, James Charles, because I don't care about them. I don't want that stuff to like pop up in my explore page. So I delete or I block like bigger accounts that I don't care about, so I don't see them in my explore page, if that makes sense. So yeah. Have you ever lied about a product to stay on good terms with the brand? No, I don't lie about stuff. If I don't like it, I don't talk about it, or I tell you. If it's bad enough for me to tell you, which honestly doesn't happen hardly ever. I can't even remember the last time I talked super negatively about something, but if I finish it, it's gonna be in my empties and I'll tell you one way or the other if I liked it or not. If I do a review and it's included in that like review pile of products, I'll tell you if I liked it or not, but I don't lie about stuff to stay on good terms. I mean, because brands know that you can't like everything that they, let's see, what brands, even from Mahalo. I love Mahalo, but their original balm really doesn't do anything for my skin. It's not really one of my favorite products, but I love everything else from her line, and I don't feel the need to lie about that, so that way I would stay on good terms with Mahalo. I know Mahalo knows I'm absolutely obsessed with a lot of her products and they work really well for me, but the entire line doesn't have to work, and I think brands know that, because it's impossible for an entire line to work for everybody. So yeah, I don't lie about anything to stay on good terms with brands. And if a brand feels like they don't want to send me stuff anymore, or they don't feel like they can trust my opinion, or they just are offended that I don't like their stuff, then they're free to not work with me. That's fine, but that's never happened. So, because I think brands know, and I'm not disrespectful. There's a difference between being disrespectful about a product and giving it constructive criticism. Like there are some people I feel like hate on stuff just to hate it so they can say, oh, I'm honest because I'm telling you I don't like this stuff. But it's okay to dislike stuff but still talk about it in a way that's respectful and constructive. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to talk about something that I don't like, I'm still going to sit here and say, it might work for some people. Very rarely will I tell you, don't anyone ever buy this because I think it's just a horrible product. I feel like I've probably said that before. But anyway, there are ways that you can talk about disliking something where it's not disrespectful, without lying about it too. Like you don't have to love everything, but you also don't have to be disrespectful. I hope that's making sense. I never want to come off in a way that's like mean or vicious, which I feel like some people can do just to sort of stay on this, like, I don't know. I know what I'm getting at, but either way, no, I've never lied about a product. I will tell you if I like it or not. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. If I love it, I'll tell you. Have you ever initially liked a product when you reviewed it and then changed your mind but didn't let your audience know? Probably. Let's see, I'm trying to think of something. I know that I talked about the brightening serum from Osea in my my brand Osea review that I did last year. And I think I had just started trying that brightening serum, but once I had gotten through about 3/4 of the bottle, I had noticed that it literally did nothing for my skin. And I went through it way too quick because the bottle was super small. So I didn't even finish it. It's sitting in my closet somewhere. And I haven't talked about it and like sort of re-reviewed it because it's not empty. So it didn't end up in an empties. So that sometimes will happen. Like I'll talk about something, I'll use it for a while. Maybe I'll like it initially, maybe I won't, but once I go through it a little bit and I realize I don't really want to finish it, and if it doesn't end up in my empties or in one of those products that expired before I could finish them, or a declutter video, which I haven't done in forever. I do have a bucket of products that expired before I could finish them, though. I might film that tomorrow if I'm not feeling any better. But yeah, if it doesn't end up in an empties, sometimes I don't really sort of go back and like talk about stuff just because it stopped working for me, or maybe I didn't feel, okay, so then maybe Osea is sort of like a brand that I could do this with, because I really liked Osea when I first started trying them, but over time I've sort of realized that the products don't really do that much. There are a couple of exceptions. There are a couple of products from Osea that I really like. I do really like their Ocean Cleanser, except I don't really use it that much anymore. My husband uses it. He still uses the Blemish Balm. I gave him my bottle and then I got him a second bottle. He really likes the Osea stuff. I like it too. I think it's a great vegan, cruelty-free brand, and a lot of people have a really great success with it. But it's not a brand that I really reach for anymore because I don't find the products are super effective on me. So I did like them in the beginning a lot more than I like them now. So I mean, I guess it's sort of like that, where I did like them when I did my review, and I still do like some of their products, like their probiotic polish. I like their brightening mask out of the 3 is my favorite. But, I mean, they're not like a super wow brand for me. So I did like them. I forget how I talked about them in my brand review. I mean, I did like them. I still like them. They're just not my favorite. It's not what I reach for. You know what I mean? So that could be sort of like one of those instances where I tried something and reviewed it, and then you haven't seen me talk about Osea in forever because, honestly, they don't really like wow me that much to talk about them that much, but they are still in my house. I do still use them occasionally. I just don't talk about them. So yeah, that would be one of those instances. But yeah, it happens. I will talk about stuff, I'll haul it, or I'll talk about it in a video or something. The only instance where this wouldn't happen is I think if it showed up in a favorites video. Because if it shows up in a favorites video, I've been trying it for like months and months and months, and I know that it really works for me, but I also don't do favorites videos that often. I am planning a favorites video with a friend of mine for May that I have a funny idea for. I'm hoping it like even works out, but you'll be seeing a favorites from me in May. April favorites. So that's something that I had planned out. But yeah, yeah, it happens. I will initially like something and then I'll change my mind. It happens. My skin will change. My skin needs will change. My tastes will change, whatever. Yeah, it happens. Influencer you don't trust. The list of people I do trust is a much shorter list than the people I don't trust. Okay, so I don't trust most people, honest to God, because I know the workings of blogging. I know the workings of like affiliate marketing. I know the workings of like sponsorships. Now that I've had a good run at this and I really understand like the other side of like the business or whatever. I'm holding my matcha thing, like I don't have to keep holding it. So like I understand how that stuff works. I understand that, you know, the more you talk about something, the more likely somebody is to click on your link and like buy stuff. So the people that I see, I mean, like I understand that this is a job for some people, and I sort of have like a different perspective from it because I don't consider this a job. This is a hobby that makes me like a little bit of money to sort of put back into my hobby so I can do more of my hobby. For some people, yeah, this probably has to pay the bills. Like they've made this their full-time job. And I mean, I can't hate on them too much because I know they're just trying to, you know, do whatever, but I also don't trust those people because I know that they're trying to make a certain amount of money so they can pay their bills. And there's a lot of hustle, and a lot of it just comes off as so fake and just like, let me talk about this thing 80 million times so you could buy it, or like so I can get you to click my link or whatever. And like I know the whole so like one thing that is just sort of like driving me up the wall lately is like certain people are seriously hawking like beauty counter lately, and I don't support or buy from Beauty Counter, and maybe these people really, really love Beauty Counter. Like this is just a for instance. Maybe these people really, really love Beauty Counter and it really does come from an authentic place, but I think I've also heard that Beauty Counter has like one of the highest affiliate percentages. Like if someone makes a sale, you get the highest percentage back than like any brand will give you. I'm pretty sure that I've heard that their affiliate percentage is like 25%, which is a lot. Like if you have a pretty large following and if you can convince like 1,000 people a month to buy $100 worth of Beauty Counter, like that's a lot of money for you. So, I mean, maybe these people who hawk Beauty Counter all the time really love Beauty Counter. Like, I won't put it past them, but I also know that if you know that you can make a lot of money pushing something specific, then yeah, you're going to want to push something specific. And I won't push anything. I mean, I don't push anything at all, but I won't like exaggerate my love for something because I know that I get like a higher percentage of affiliate sales or something. There is a brand that I do get 25% affiliate sales from, but I don't overly talk about them. I pretty much rarely talk about them because For me, I want to talk about stuff that I authentically love and that I'm loving in that moment. And like, I don't want to just hawk stuff just to hawk stuff, you know? Do you know what I mean? So I talk about stuff authentically, stuff as it relates to my life right now. If I love it, then I'm going to talk about it. And if I'm not loving it right now, I'm not going to talk about it, just because I know I could potentially make a decent amount of money from a lot of sales or something like that, you know? So if I see that kind of activity, and it's not even just Beauty Counter, I didn't want to pick on Beauty Counter, but I know that that's a high performing affiliate program. So, I mean, I feel like I had to say something just to sort of get the point that I was trying to get across. But I mean, there are some people who just like constantly, it's stories all the time. It's like pushing links, like click my link, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I've talked about this a million times. You guys know how much of a problem I have with that, where like, it just constantly feels like your links are being pushed like constantly, and that's all the content that they do and whatever. Anyway, the point is I don't trust many people. I trust myself, obviously. I trust very few other bloggers, mainly it's sort of like the micro influencers is like the ones, and even not all of them, but in that sphere, the micro influencers, like who have under 10K, those are the ones that I tend to trust, because, you know, most of them aren't trying to do it in an inauthentic or like shady way. You know, they're honestly just like trying to grow honestly. I still consider myself, I got lipstick on my hair, a micro influencer, even though I have like 10,000 something on Instagram, but I numbers don't really mean anything. It's like engagement. So like if I only get 200 likes on my Instagram post, which honestly, I don't understand how Instagram works. And honestly, I think I just said honestly twice, but I'm so frustrated with Instagram right now, and I like hardly even use it, because the engagement side of Instagram like really turns me off. Because like I could post something that I'm really proud of, that I'm really excited about, that I think I took a decent photo of, but because I'm not like a model or taking a professional photo, it gets like zero engagement. And I see the kind of stuff that gets engagement, and yeah, it turns me off from even using Instagram, because I'm just like, well, I don't have a professional photographer following me around all the time every time I do a mask or I hold on to this product or whatever. You know what I mean? I just get so like frustrated by the engagement over on Instagram. So I pretty much stay in YouTube, and even the engagement here, you know, stresses me out sometimes. Like videos that I really love and I'm proud of only get like 500 views, and that really just makes me like sad. Go watch my edible beauty video. But yeah, it's like, what was even the question? Oh, who don't I trust? Yeah, I don't trust a lot of people, honestly, because I know the inner workings of this. I used to trust everybody. I used to think everybody like told the truth and didn't exaggerate anything, and that is how it used to be, but it's become such a moneymaker now that I don't trust anybody. Honestly, I really don't. And if I know money is like a big play, if money is like a really, like someone's like, subscribe to my Patreon. Yeah, I don't trust you. Influencer you trust the most. I mean, myself. I mean, but everyone's gonna say that. Every influencer will say that. So who do I trust next most after myself? I mean, honestly, I don't really, like my friends. I trust my friends because I know them, like Andy, Valeria from Conscious Bee, Noelle from Cruelty Free Vanity, who hasn't been around much. I should text her. Where you at, girl? I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, my friends, I trust my friends because I know them personally. I know that the kind of people that they are. So I guess it's just like people I don't know personally, I don't really trust. But I'm trying to think of, I mean, if we're gonna talk a big YouTuber that I trust, she's not green at all, and she's the only conventional YouTuber that I watch. Her channel is Samantha Ravindal, maybe? I don't know. I found her a couple of months ago, and I really like her style. I really like the way that she talks about stuff. She's even recently stopped accepting PR. I mean, there's nothing wrong with PR, obviously, because I do accept it, but I just find that she's just got a lot of integrity, and I think maybe it's personality. I don't know. If I feel like somebody's trying too hard and just feels fake to me, because there are a lot of influencers in like the green landscape that I don't trust because they just feel so fake. I don't know. I don't trust many people. I distrust most people. I don't trust many people. If I ever talk about them on my channel, or if I ever collab with anybody, I trust them completely. Just know that. I don't trust clicks either. I think you'll know what that means. I don't trust green beauty clicks. Secret tips or product application you don't show while on camera. I mean, nothing. I pretty much demo like everything on camera. I put my makeup on every once in a while on camera. I do skincare a lot on video, and I pretty much tell you everything. I don't have any secret tips or product application. If I did, I'd show you because I would want to make your life easier, but I don't got anything. Have you ever showed one product but were actually using another? No. Do people actually do this? Do people actually pretend they're using one product and use another? I guess in the conventional space it probably happens more because, you know, sponsorships are more common in the conventional space and there's a lot of money thrown around there, and that, I mean, that's probably happens there. I've never done that. I would never do that. Ruin my integrity? Are you joking? No thanks. Have you ever not disclosed a sponsorship? No. As I sip my tea, but no, I have not. If I've done a sponsorship, which I've done 3 of at this moment, I've done 2 Edible Beauty and then 1 for Lacoste, which is one that I'm working with right now. I always write it in my description box. I will always mention it in my videos. This video is being sponsored by such and such, and I will write it in my description. This video has been sponsored by such and such. It's important to me to be, what's the word? I'm not thinking authentic, but it's important to be transparent. That's the word. See, my brain does not work today. Have you ever had a bad interaction with a brand? Yeah. I can link below my Honeybee Gardens swatch video because I actually had a pretty negative experience with the president of Honeybee Gardens. I think her name's Melissa. I'm not really sure, but I had an issue with one of the foundations that I purchased from them, and it smelled rancid. It smelled awful, but she refused to believe that and wouldn't refund me my money or anything like that. So I'll link that video below. I haven't had too many negative interactions. I see a lot of negative interactions, which turns me off to brands. Like if I hear of bullying, which I've heard of recently in the community, a couple of brands, if I see it, if I see bullying, if I see brands like calling out other brands, like that shit just turns me off. Don't do that. If you've got a problem with something, like handle it behind the scenes. Don't handle it, you know, in front of the customers. That's just so unprofessional. And bullying is never okay. Bullying should never happen. Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, like bullying is not okay. And here's what I have to say about the like bullying stuff that I've heard recently between certain brands. And I don't know that I really want to get into what I know or what I've heard because I don't want to get involved in all that. But here's what I have to say about like brands that decide to bully other brands. There is enough room in this space for everybody. Yeah, it's saturated. Even on the, you know, I've talked about it's saturated on the blogging side. Like there are 8 million beauty bloggers out there. And even in the green space, it's just becoming so saturated that it's hard for newcomers to like build themselves. It's hard for those of us that have been around a while that are just sort of like average to, you know, grow anymore. I'm not growing that much on Instagram, but that's also maybe because I'm not trying very hard. My growth happens more over here. But even in the brand space, there's a lot of oversaturation in the brands. There are thousands of brands, even green beauty brands. There are so many brands that, yeah, maybe somebody feels threatened that they're not going to get the sales that they think that they deserve. But that is never an excuse for it to be okay to bully another brand because you feel insecure about your brand or whatever. Bullying is never okay. I've dealt with so much bullying in my life and it is very damaging. It still affects me. It still affects how I view myself and how I sort of like live my life and the interactions I have with people, and probably how untrustworthy I am is because I've been bullied so much as my whole life really. And it's just like, it's never okay. There's never an instance in life where it is okay to bully somebody else. Brands, bloggers, people, anybody on the street, like there's never a situation where it's okay. And If I hear any inkling of that within any brands, I'm immediately out. I'm done with you. I want nothing to do with you. So yeah, that would be sort of like so the question is, have you ever had a bad interaction with the brand? So like these brands that I've heard of that do these things, stories that I've heard from people. So me personally, I've never had a bad interaction, though I did just recently sort of have a weird interaction that I chose not to respond to because I didn't want to get involved in this nonsense. It's just like, even if I hear it from somebody else, I'm counting that as an interaction for me, even if it's not happened to me personally, you know, because I don't want to support that. I'm not going to support nasty behavior. I'm not going to support bullying. Just not going to do it. Have you ever bandwagoned with other people's thoughts on a particular product? No. If I love something, it's because I love something, not because 8,000 other people said that they loved it. Like, I think it's the opposite for me. It's like, if I see so many people rave about something, I want to find a reason that it's not as fantastic as they say it is, like True Botanicals. I'm not going to bandwagon True Botanicals, even though lots of bigger green beauty bloggers like to talk about them and how fantastic they are and whatever, but they're just, the products that I've tried from them are just average but overpriced. Like I used their shampoo and conditioner today because I'm still trying to get rid of the ones that I got in last year's Beauty Heroes box that I did those videos on, about, you know, True Botanicals not really being cruelty free because they're owned by Unilever, whatever. But they're average. They don't make my hair any cleaner than any other shampoo or conditioner. Like, there are other shampoos and conditioners that I use that I like a lot better. So if somebody ever tells you something is, I mean, I don't know. Because I mean, I do that sometimes too. Like the Ola deodorant, I rave about that shit all the time. Like, that is the best deodorant I've ever tried. And, I want everybody to try it because it works the best for me out of anything. So I don't know. The bandwagoning thing, that's what we're talking about. So I don't bandwagon. If I see a lot of people talking about something and how fantastic it is, like I'm mostly going to be the person who's going to try to pick at it and find why it's not so fantastic. That's just me though. I don't bandwagon stuff, but if I'm talking about how much I truly love something and it happens to be another product that a lot of people are talking about that they think is fantastic, it's only because it actually is fantastic. So I don't bandwagon, but if it is fantastic, I'll say it is. Things other creators do that get on your nerves. Well, I mean, I sort of talked about that. This is the last question. I sort of talked about this throughout this video. Is I don't like people who are, you know, they come off as fake just to get a sale. I don't like people who constantly push their links. I don't like people who are constantly trying to guilt people into using their links, you know, saying that this is my full-time job or saying I have this much debt to pay off or emotionally manipulating people into something. There are some emotional manipulators out there, and I just think that those tactics are just gross. I don't know. I know that everybody sort of like does their own thing and nobody thinks that they're doing anything wrong and everybody's just trying to like look out for themselves and do what's best for them, but being like outside of that and like seeing what other people are doing and knowing that I myself wouldn't do that, it just feels gross. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not going to talk about something unless I love it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and hawk a certain brand to you guys because I know that I could make more money. Like that's a thing that annoys me. Another thing that creators do that gets on my nerves. Well, I mean, blogging in general is just, it feels very high school to me. And maybe it only feels this way because I was bullied so much as a kid and I felt excluded pretty much like my entire life. Green beauty and like a certain set of like bloggers in the community, they feel it's very excluding. It is. And not that I even care anymore. I used to care a lot more than I do now. Like I used to just be like, well, why wouldn't they accept me? Why am I not in their group? Like, what's wrong with me? And when you're not included in these like cliques and you feel like, well, what's wrong with me? Why don't these people want me? Why don't they accept me? And like, there are a couple of people in this specific clique that I'm talking about that do still follow me and do, you know, comment on my posts from time to time. And I do feel like there are one or two of them that are like genuine people, but for the most part, I don't really trust any of them. Even the ones that I like sort of interact with, I don't really trust that much, but it's just because I feel like once people get to a certain like follower count or like a certain level, or they're growing at a certain rate, I feel like people change. And especially when money's involved. Like if you know that your livelihood sort of depends on, you know, somebody clicking your links or whatever, I feel like you change as a person because you're trying to do something to make sure that you are being financially supported. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope it did. I don't know. I just see so many other things that people do that I know that I wouldn't do. And it really just rubs me the wrong way a lot of the times, even though I know I should like stop caring about what other people do, because really what they do doesn't affect me, even though sometimes it feels like it. You know what I mean? It feels like, I don't know, like I'm not a part of something, or like I'm trying to figure out a way to put my words into how, I mean, you guys know how I feel a lot because I talk about this stuff all the time. I feel like it's just this area, like influencing. I don't even feel like it's really blogging anymore. I just feel like it's just influencing, because there are not that many people out there who do like real reviews, who do like authentic reviews, who do like reviews where they've tested the product for months and months and months. A lot of the times you'll see somebody who you know has only tried something for like 3 days and be like, oh my God, this is so good. This is like the best whatever I've ever tried. Like, you need to click my link and subscribe, but whatever. I mean, that kind of stuff bothers me, because even, let's just say, I mean, like, I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I also like, I hate the behavior that I see. It's getting cold and gross. But yeah, I mean, that's really, I see a lot of behavior that I know is because these people, this is like their livelihood, and I mean, have you ever seen somebody with a following count of, say, like 20,000 and over ever talk about something bad? I mean, because it gets to a certain point where you know that your numbers are like at a certain number, and that if you say something negative, it could hurt you negatively or something like that. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, because you never see these people talk about anything, because I don't know. Maybe that's why it feels like it's not really blogging anymore, because it's just people influencing other people to buy things, and there's no reviews anymore. Everything is so good, everything smells so good, everything is this, everything is that, but there's no actual review. Like, where is how the product makes you feel, besides how it makes your skin feel, other than like so smooth or something? I just feel like there's no reviews anymore. Like, I feel like there are very few of us left who still do actual reviews and not just influence product purchases. You know what I mean? Anyway, my throat's starting to get really sore. I'm starting to get like kind of nasally. So I think I'm going to cut this off here. That was the last question anyway. I got Jessie here and Jill. I don't know where Big Kitty is, but yeah, that's everything that I've got for the Truthful YouTuber tag. I hope that you enjoyed this. And I doubt anything that I said comes as a shock to anybody, because I've been pretty open and honest about my feelings with this stuff since I've started my channel. I really don't have like the patience for people's crap, for like the fakeness, for like the just anything. I have no patience for it. So just make sure that the people that you're following, and I'm not even talking about just like me, like you all have to follow me. No, that's not what that's about. Just like make sure that you actually trust the person that you're following, and like look at their behaviors, and like even take their number into account, because a lot of the times their number does influence their behavior. And just like, does it feel authentic to you? Does it feel like they're trying to make a sale, or does it feel like they're really trying to help you with this review of whatever their review of the thing is? Like, just take those things into consideration. Like, are you actually getting a review, or are you just being told that something's fantastic? Are you being given other options to stuff? Like, I don't know. Just take things into consideration. Like, don't trust everybody right off the bat just because they have 30,000 followers or 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers. Like, numbers don't mean anything. It just means people get more inauthentic as they get bigger, because it just becomes like they know that, I mean, people are going to trust what they say because they have 100,000 followers, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to cut this off here. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that this was useful. I don't know. If there's any other tags you want to see me do, nobody tagged me to do this, I just tagged myself. But if there's any other tags you want to see me do, or anything, whatever, just leave it. Leave a video idea in the comments below. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.